Start cooking at 4 a.m., my mother-in-law demanded as she handed me the guest list. And make sure everything's perfect this time, my husband chimed in. You know that feeling? That gut-wrenching moment when you realize you're not just at a crossroads, you're at a cliff edge, and the only way out is to jump? Well, for me, that moment hit at 3:01 a.m., with the airport gate agent's voice crackling like static over my utterly shattered life. I was clutching my boarding pass, the paper already damp with sweat and tears, my fingers trembling so hard it felt like my whole world was shaking apart. 40 minutes away, in the suburban house I'd spent 5 years trying to make a home, sat a dining room table I'd meticulously arranged for 30 people just hours before. The turkey, the one I was supposed to have started cooking by now, was still a frozen brick in the fridge, much like my own heart had been for what felt like forever. My phone vibrated with another text from Hudson. Hope you're up cooking, babe. Mom's already texting about timing. I switched it off, and then I stepped onto that plane. I wasn't just leaving behind a Thanksgiving dinner. I was abandoning a life that had slowly, insidiously strangled me, one helpful suggestion and dismissive comment at a time. As the plane climbed into the dark pre-dawn sky, I pressed my forehead against the cold window, watching the city lights blur and fade below. Somewhere down there, Vivian, my mother-in-law, would arrive at 2 p.m. expecting her perfect feast. And Hudson, he'd stand there, utterly confused, probably calling me selfish for the very first time to my face, instead of behind my back to his mother. But I wouldn't be there to see the shock in their eyes. I wouldn't be there to apologize. For once in 5 years I wouldn't be there at all. And that thought, it terrified and thrilled me in equal measure. Just 3 days earlier, the sound of Vivian's heels clicking across our hardwood floor always reminded me of a judge's gavel, sharp, decisive, final. She swept into our kitchen like she owned it, which, according to Hudson, she practically did since they'd helped us with the down payment. Isabella, darling. Her voice had that particular, saccharine tone she used right before she'd assigned me some Herculean task disguised as a favor. We simply must discuss Thanksgiving arrangements. I was elbow-deep in dishwater, cleaning up from the dinner I just served them. Hudson's favorite pot roast, with all the sides his mother had taught me to make the right way, during my first year of marriage. My hands were raw from the scalding water, but I'd learned not to wear rubber gloves around Vivian. She once commented they made me look unprofessional. Of course, I'd replied, forcing a bright, cheerful note into my voice. What can I do to help? Hudson barely looked up from his phone, just shared that familiar glance with his mother. I'd seen it thousands of times over the years. A silent, coded communication that utterly excluded me, as if I were a child who couldn't be trusted with adult conversations. Vivian reached into her designer purse and pulled out a folded piece of paper. The way she handled it with such solemn ceremony made my stomach twist into knots. She placed it on the counter next to me with the precision of someone presenting evidence in court. The guest list for Thursday, she announced, her voice filled with an almost performative excitement. I've invited a few more people this year. Cousin Cynthia is bringing her new boyfriend. Uncle Raymond is coming with his whole family. And the Sanders from the country club will be joining us as well. I dried my hands on a dish towel and picked up the paper. Full story on the channel. Link below. Click now and watch what happened next.